Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, sallallahu wasallam ala Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. Amma ba'd, we continue with our daily lessons as we now come to the section that is entitled Khatr Riya wa innahu min Shirk, the danger of Riya, the danger of ostentatiousness, showing off, and that it is from Shirk. On the authority of Abu Sa'id ibn Fudala, may Allah be pleased with him, as he states that, I heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying, when Allah gathers the first of the people and the last of the people on the day of resurrection, on the day in which there will be no doubt, a caller will call out and will say, who committed shirk in an action with Allah in any one aspect? And then it will be sought from such an individual for that person to seek their reward from the one who was other than Allah. For certainly Allah is free of any partners in all shirk. Collected by At-Tirmidhi. And on the authority of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, may Allah be pleased with him, as he states that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came upon us, or entered upon us, whilst we were speaking about the issue of al-Masih ad-Dajjal, the pseudo-Messiah. So then he said, shall I not inform you all of what I am more fearful for you all than the Masih ad-Dajjal, than the pseudo-Messiah? So then we said, Bala ya Rasulullah, we said, certainly, O Messenger of Allah. So he then stated, a shirk al-khafi, inconspicuous shirk, hidden shirk. And he goes further and he states, and it is for a man to pray and then beautify his prayer so that the people who are looking toward him can see him in a particular way. This is collected by Ibn Majah. And on the authority of Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, as he states, I heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying, certainly the first of the people to be brought on the day of resurrection will be a person who sought martyrdom. So this person will be brought, his blessings will be displayed before him, and he will acknowledge them. And he will say, or it will be said to him, and what did you do with those blessings? What did you do with them? He will say, I fought in your cause until I sought martyrdom. Then it will be said to him, kadhabt, you have lied. However, you fought so that it can be said of you that you are courageous. فَقَدْ قِيلَ, and it was said. And then he will be ordered, and he will be dragged on his face until he is cast into the fire of hell. And another person will be brought who learned knowledge and taught it, and he recited the Quran. This person will be brought, his blessings will be displayed before him, and he will acknowledge them. And then it will be said to him, and what did you do with them? And he will say, I learned knowledge, and I taught it, and I recited the Quran for your sake. And then it will be said to him, kadhabta, you've lied. However, you learned so that it can be said of you, alim, that you are a scholar. And you recited the Quran so that it can be said of you, qari, you are a reciter. Faqad qil, and it was said. And thereafter, the order will be given, and he will be dragged on his face until he is cast into the fire of hell. And a person will be brought that Allah expanded out for him and gave to him varying types of wealth and property, all of it. He will be brought, his blessings will be displayed before him, and he will acknowledge them. And then it will be said to him, and what did you do with them? And he will say, I did not leave off any path that you love, except that I spent of my wealth in that path for your sake. And it will be said to him, kadhabt, you have lied. However, you did that so that it could be said of you that you are generous. فَقَدْ قِيلَ. And it was said, and thereafter the order will be given, and he'll be dragged on his face until he is cast into the fire of hell. Collected by Muslim. Ash-Sharh, the explanation. Riya, ostentatiousness, or as we commonly state, showing off. This is for an individual to perform an act of worship, and then within that act of worship, this person is beautifying it for the creation. And the Messenger ﷺ considered this to be from Shirk, and he cautioned the Muslim civilization from it. He cautioned his ummah from it due to how hidden it can be, concealed from many of the people, whilst in fact it is a frequent reality. And when this act is committed, this act of Riya, it can invalidate the action that has Riya within it. Al-Fawaid, points of benefit from the section. Firstly, the fear that the Messenger ﷺ had for the companions in their falling into or entering into Riya. So then we should be on notice that this should be even more the case, and there should be even more caution for those that are of a lesser pedigree than that of the Sahaba, that of the companions. Secondly, a righteous man, it is possible for him to enter into Riya without him knowing or realizing it. Thirdly, the action of the one who is performing this Riya is rejected and it is not accepted. Fourthly and lastly, the stern punishment or the stern threat of punishment for those who enter into and practice Riya. We'll see you next time for our daily lessons. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله على محمد والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.